So on this slide here is just an overview of all the different things that the grant, the loose money did at the University of Washington. I thought I'd just kind of give you a sense of all these because it was a complicated mix of activities put together. And I want to talk a bit about how I felt certain things worked well and other things not as well. Now that I'm almost finished with the project, I think we have another 6 months or so before the project officially ends. So just a few pictures. This is some of the students from the first field school in Indonesia. Dow there in his field clothes. We worked at 2 different sites, kind of Metal Age sites that went up into the colonial period, and then a Neolithic site on a different island. It was an absolutely fantastic experience with its challenges that you always have in the field, but intensive. We were there for 6.5 weeks. I also made all the American and non-Indonesian Southeast Asian students do a intensive language course in Indonesian language in Yogyakarta before we went to the field. It was only about 3 weeks of that, and I'm not sure. Some of the students did learn some Indonesian, some of them didn't learn so much Indonesian, but they got to meet their Indonesian students and build those relationships. This is from Palawan, from the Philippines in 2010. Quite a bit bigger crowd. We had the 5 students from University of Hawaii.
I learned about methods, I learned about theory, excavation.
Yes, even the method is a little bit different from Cambodia, but it's good to understand and we can meet together for better record in archaeological study.
A new experience, new methods and new theoretical about archaeology.
This is a little bit of a different presentation. I'm glad to see that we have such variety in Peter's. It was a very wonderful and elegant presentation of how his university and he used his grant. And Laura's was a great example of one of the projects that's come out of the grant. I wanted to take advantage of this opportunity to talk just a little bit about the roots of Americanist interest in Southeast Asia, give a little credit to our forebears because of the audience I see. I know how to advance this. And then I will talk just briefly about our loose institutional grant and some of the work we've done, and ask for some feedback directly, because that was one reason why I worked on getting funding for this workshop. So we did quite a bit of work, in fact, I think 10 field seasons in this area in southern Cambodia. And what was useful about the project in terms of the Luce grant is, first of all, Luce did fund a $100,000 grant in the early 90s to bring some of the Cambodians to the University of Hawaii for training. And it also inspired me to think about ways to do more training.
I got funded by Luce to do a translation on a book written by Chow Hai Ham. The title is Early Culture of Mainland Southeast Asia. Translate into from English to Khmer. It is very important that Luce provided this grant because we don't have enough document in Khmer language, so that the researcher, student as well, don't have access to read the technical document in English. A lot of documents written in foreign language, like mainly English and French. So the student and researcher who do not know English and French have difficulty to research and to continue their career.
So Luce provides a great opportunity for the young colleague in Southeast Asia in the field of archaeology. But when the Luce finishes to support, so it is another challenge for us, not only Cambodia but for other countries in Southeast Asia. So I would like to suggest that the Luce should be taken into consideration to continue the support in the future.
What I'm going to talk mostly about is one of our field programs that we've been doing. And I have my 2 collaborators here with me, so they're going to help me talk about the benefits of what we did in the Bakong area of the Philippines.
There are so many experiences when I received the Luce grant and during my visit in Michigan. from an academic perspective, I was able to meet with Southeast Asian scholars, Carlos Sinopoli, who's a good ceramicist, good archaeologist working in India, Filipino scholars who are now residing in Michigan and working at the University of Michigan. I was able to observe how they store the vessels, how to store materials, which I can apply to ASP, to my home unit.
In 2008, the University of Pennsylvania Museum received a loose institutional grant for collaborative research and training in Southeast Asian archaeology. First of all, the grant enabled several multinational, multi-institutional, and multidisciplinary field seasons to take place in Laos. These seasons focused on training of local Lao cultural heritage managers, as well as some other Southeast Asian archaeologists in basic archaeology, plus a lot of supplementary disciplines such as GIS. We did database management, flotation, many skills that are required in the modern day archaeological research program. They were able to do this in the context of a cutting-edge archaeological research program itself, so that they got a very genuine, very authentic experience of archaeology in the modern world.
I can get more experience from Dr. Joyce Wai from MF team, and can get experience from the international team. I mean expert from the other country in Southeast Asia country and Europeans.
I have a good chance to learn about the American style of archaeological fieldwork. I have a good chance to learn on the high technology. We still want the summer field school or training. I mean about collaborative training between Southeast Asian or European or America together, and that is benefit to learn different methodology, technology, collaborative training together for the archaeologists around the world together. Yeah.
I have more experience on the cultural difference. So how to adapt to the new environment, how to adapt to the new undergrad student in America. And the next one is for our community, public archaeology. And I think it's useful for me because in Thai, and I can compare between Thai community and how to work with or deal with the community in America, because they all have a totally different culture. And I learned about the native right. And I can adapt that concept to Thai archaeology too.
I really appreciate to have this kind of funding because it gave us an opportunity for the knowledge sharing and also build a network within the South Asian country, and also it's elevate the education and training South Asian archaeologists, and I think that is something that is very important in our region. When I think about the future of Southeast Asian archaeology, I think that we still need a lot of higher education. We still need a lot of Southeast Asian to study in the more higher degree, such as PhD, because our region badly needs the research-oriented project. So if we have the more personnel that have the good training in terms of research, in the future we can work equally with our Westerner counterpart, and we will build up more knowledge to contribute to the world archaeology.